Hello all and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. We're in our final 3 days of the summer season here on High Ridge Farm, and there's going to be a little work that needs doing. So we're going to harvest a large quantity of radishes and replace them with wheat. Now, it might not be the most optimal of all of the crops to grow over the season. However, the advantage it has is that it will last, which means that I don't need to re-hoe the land. I won't need to re-fertilize it, because that can happen during the season change, that when you get the dead crops, they can be, the land can become fallow again and need re-hoeing. So, I'm going to be vaguely sensible about it and plant a large quantity of wheat. Now, I know the wheat isn't going to be the most valuable of products, but it'll also give me another added advantage of giving me hay. Because I don't actually have as much hay as I kind of would like to. I really need to reorganize the animal area on the farm and actually try and figure out how am I going to make it more optimal, is probably the best way of putting it. So these radishes, though, they're going to be used mostly for pickling. I'm going to sell the iridium quality ones and just flog them straight away and turn the others into preserves, pickling them. Now, again, never had a pickled radish. No, I must have done because it's part of kimchi, isn't it? So, yeah. Well, I have had kimchi that has hand-pickled radishes in it, I believe. So, yes, I must have done. Goodness gracious, this is where I'm going. Hang on a minute, I'm going to second-guess everything I say. But, as you can see, the corn is not a concern, because that will just regrow. Sorry, not regrow, sorry, but it will maintain growth. Because it is nice that there are actually 3 crops that last between both summer and autumn. And they are the corn, sunflowers, and wheat. And each of them have their advantages. Wheat being that it does grow the fastest. So I'm not too concerned about how long it'll take me to get a hold of it. Now, of course, got all of these other crops here that will hopefully be, well, I say hopefully, should be harvested by the Junimo before the end of the season. That is, providing that it doesn't chuck it down with rain like it is currently, which is oh so much fun. And, yeah. All these blueberries, again, they're going to be preserves, and I'm going to try and make sure that I have a number of sheds fully decked out with winemaking facilities, because that's really going to be my biggest money spinner. Now, one of the things that I'm also looking at the moment is how am I going to get a decent amount of money coming in, generally. And Ginger Island is going to be a major focus for myself in the next couple of days. I'm going to go there. I'm going to make sure that I've got a lot of planted goodness that are just going to blitz their way through. And that's going to be very important. Because, of course, I want to make sure that I have Ginger Island all well sorted with a lot of starfruit. And then in the same principle, I'm going to sell the starfruit if it's iridium quality, and otherwise I'm just going to turn it into wine. Now, I know I've generated a lot of starfruit already anyway, which is not a problem. But I am going to just try and maintain doing that. That's the logic thus far, at least. So there is a method to the madness, I will definitely say. And we'll sort it all out. It's going to work out fine, I'm sure. So, let's see what we can actually wrangle. Okay. Right, so I'm going to try and make a large quantity of pineapple preserves and melon preserves, because they are 2 very valuable crops, and will be the most valuable thing that I can generally sort of like physically turn out. Of course, I've got this pickled pumpkin, which again, that's a high value product. So I'm going to buy a bunch of pumpkin seeds before the end of the season, because that is going to be what my entire farm is just going to be growing. Just large quantities of pumpkins over the next season. The autumn is just pumpkin town. And the other advantage is I do need to keep some pumpkins because I need to make the jack-o'-lantern because I haven't made one yet, and I do need to be able to make one so that I can complete the crafting challenge. Well, I say challenge, but you know, the crafting thing that I need to organise and make sure I've actually done. So that's going to be a thing. So we'll see how well that goes. Hopefully it goes okay. But that's generally like the logic and the plan on this one. Suffice to say. So there we go. It's got all those preserved jars just whirring away there, which is good. Now, the reason I'm kind of focusing on kegs as well as the general value that one gets from wines and the fruit juice, sorry, the juices. Yeah, it's essentially fruit juices and vegetable juices, which is a strange concept. But then again, you know, carrot juice is a thing. It's the fact that they're much easier to make, which might sound a bit daft, but honestly, they are just far easier to manufacture. Because iron and copper, much easier to obtain than the 8 coal. However, I am burning through a lot of wood at the moment because I'm making so many of these things, which, again, not a terrible thing to have as a problem, but it is something that I've got to be aware of. And I am aware of that fact as a thing, and I do need to make sure that that gets kind of replenished. So the quarry is going to be somewhere I visit, I think, in the next couple of days, and I'm going to harvest all of the stone. Sorry, not the stone, sorry, the wood that is there, because I planted a bunch of trees there. And as I mentioned previously, I was going to try and turn that into a sap production facility, essentially, by just planting a bunch of mahogany. The trade-off really comes that actually that might not work out quite as well as I'd like. Because, yes, that's a possibility, but it's not actually... It's not something I need right now. I need wood rather than I need the sap. Although the sap, again, is very handy. Honestly, it looks like the sap's going to be more useful going forward. Now, I don't want to go to year 4 before I achieve perfection. I'm still going to be playing this into year 4, of course, because why would I not? The other thing I've got to sort of like look at is that I'm going to be playing it into year 4, partly because we've still got the 1.6 update coming at some point soon. So that sort of dates the video, I'm sure, in the future. But as soon as the 1.6 drops, then I'll also be looking at having a go again and working my way through and seeing what kind of shiny goodness we can get from that and see what's new and what's exciting. So that's going to be a thing moving forward. Okay, so let's head on over to the quarry. So here we go. You can see I've got a fair few trees later. Now, it's not organised. I think that's probably the best way of putting it. Not the end of the world, I don't think. But maybe that's something I could probably try and wrangle a bit better moving forward. Try and organise it better and just lay down more trees and something, maybe ideas. As you can see, I haven't got many that are growing here, but actually if I do organise it, and actually I could slap a bunch of tree fertiliser down on them, because I do have a lot of tree fertiliser, because I've been throwing in bone into the what's it called? Into the bone mill, and that has given me quite a large amount of very useful well, tree fertilizer. I don't believe that it can give you the particularly fantastic fertilizer that Mr. Key allows you to make, but all the same, it still gives me some. And that's kind of what we're looking for on this one, is just having some extra fertilizers here. Okay, so let's just quickly nip on over here. I'm going to grab that because it's there. There's no harm in grabbing it. Okay, what else can we do? Right. So, I'm going to head back to the farm. And I think heading to Ginger Island is probably the next big plan here. So I'm going to organise by placing all the things into the appropriate chests and storage devices. Because, again, being vaguely organised is nice. I probably should make more of the lightning rods because I'm sure a couple more of my things have been struck. Like, I did lose a tree to lightning strike earlier last week. And it was a shame, but not the end of the world, because I've replaced it with mahogany. So here we go. So we've got more sap, and putting the tappers here, that's good. I mean, again, I don't need access to that cave. It's not like I go in there anyway. Not anymore. Don't need to. Okay, so the amaranth will be ready probably tomorrow, maybe 2 days' time. Hopefully tomorrow. And that'll be all harvested, and again, we'll just plant more of the starfruit. Now, of course, I've got a lot of pineapples, I've got a lot of other just general constant production stuff here on the island, which is fine, and that's just how that is. So I'm not too concerned about that right now. Hopefully we can figure out something good. That's kind of what I'm after, is like, you know, more useful general goodness. Okay, what else can we plop in here? I guess that's a quite big question, is what else can we organise? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, I think it's probably going to have to need more wood. I think that's going to be big. Wood and sap and stone, you know, the useful general resources are going to be the big thing right now. Which, I'm not saying it's a terrible shame, it's just that is going to be a thing. I need to be prepared and organised and, well, ready for all of that. That's going to really how this is all going to work out, I think. Again, not the end of the world. Ah, well, I'm an idiot, obviously, as I noticed that I hadn't actually watered all of this because I hadn't put on the high-pressure nozzle on this. Thankfully, I only did this the other day, so it shouldn't mess the timing up too much, which is fine. So, should be okay on this one. But yeah, I've watered it now, and that's the important thing. I've done that. Okay. What next? What else can I sort of organise? Again, that's kind of the question, isn't it? What else can I organise, and how am I going to get it to work? So, you know, there is some vague method to the madness, because I want everything to be vaguely organised. That'd be nice. Okay, so I'm going to quickly drink some espresso. Okay. So let's head on out and over. I mean, the advantage of the espressos is just it gives me that lovely, useful speed boost that I just constantly need now. I'm in the mines again because I want to try and get an aquamarine. Again, key gems are useful, but the aquamarine is the big thing that I'm looking for while I'm in the mines, because I want to make the marble brazier. And then once I've made that, I believe I've made all of the braziers, which is at least then I know that has been done and that has been completed, and that's good that way. And now, of the other advantage, of course, is that I'm hunting these horrible critters that are going to give me coal. Coal itself, very easy to get a hold of from the dust sprites. And thankfully, carrying the burglar's ring, there's obviously a greater chance of being able to get them. And that's, again, makes life a lot easier, because it rolls everything twice, which is good. And that will make my life, again, simpler and easier. And that's really all I'm after, is just making my life easier. Radioactive ore again, kind of handy, just generally. Because, of course, I kind of need it. And, yeah, that's really all I can say on that one, isn't it? That yes, I do kind of need it. I kind of want to have a hold of it. It's just, again, useful. More than anything. Let's see. Let's just smash that up and grab what we can. Okay, so again, murdering all these horrible critters that are just in the way because they're just there and they need to go away. Now, please, just go away and die. I mean, they're not too difficult to kill off, thankfully, so it's not like it's the end of the world. But we'll live. Okay. But, otherwise, okay, we've got lots of these key slimes. That's fine. And some radioactive ore again. So, again, useful stuff. It's not super difficult, really. We'll just get our way through. Excellent. Look at all that. Lovely. And the radioactive ore is just kind of handy. Because I can make the radioactive bars, of course, with it. Shockingly enough, who would have guessed that one? But it is the ability to make the magic bait. In case there are other fish that I really want to try and catch and, you know, make sure I get. Now, of course, I know I have failed the key challenge to try and catch the fish again. And I'm not too concerned about that. I will live. It's not really the end of the world. I don't care. Which might seem a little bit potentially counterintuitive, but it's just I don't care at this point. It's fine. Okay. So we're just gonna get some more iron. Because iron is another thing that I don't have much of. So perhaps I'm trying to think, I might just transmute it, because I can do that, can't I? That might be the best way of doing it. So I'm going to transmute some, that's fine. And we'll make some more of those jars, that's hunky-dory. The other thing I'm sort of considering is, do I go to Ginger Island and into the volcano? Because I believe that they have a decent chance of spawning there. Or do I go to the desert and work my way through Skull Caves to try to get more? Both are viably potential. It's just what might work out slightly better, really. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure what might work out better. We'll give it a go. Regardless, we'll give it a try, see what works. Okay, so I haven't made the wooden one. I've made some iron ones. I think they're inside the greenhouse. So I'm going to make a pair of wooden lampposts. Again, I need more wood for that, just generally, because I am using up a lot of it. Organize. Yeah, again, I definitely need more wood because I'm running out of it. But there we go. We've got my marble brazier. That's good. It's only because I haven't got another aquamarine or another bit of marble. So fine and dandy. I would like to have another one because that would be nice. But we'll live. Okay, so we're rolling around. It's midnight now, so you should probably head to bed, ready for Saturday. But I do want to check something before I do so. Now, of course, as you can see, I've got Robin there building me another shed. And I'm going to slap in the last 15 of the kegs as well at some point. So, look at me making an absolute mess of this. Goodness gracious, that was an absolute hash job. At least that's, you know... What I was trying to say, at least that's another neat, organised... No, I failed miserably at that. Right, let's grab the... things that I've got in here, and we'll just turn that into preserves. That's fine. Let's have a bunch of mangoes. Mango jam. Well, mango jelly, but, you know, mango jam, jelly. You know, that is one thing I've always kind of wondered. What is the actual distinction between a jelly and a jam, or is it just a colloquial language thing? I have a feeling it's a language thing. It's probably not actually that there is any difference. But there's probably, like, some weird, like... specific difference between them, in the same way that there's probably a difference between a marmalade and a jam, other than that, you know, marmalade tends to be citric fruits, so I'm not sure. Right, so let's grab that duck feather, grab the diamond, and we'll leave the green tea for the morning. That's fine. Don't care too much for that. Okay, so we're now rolling into Saturday. Made a good chunk of cash there, which is good. So let's see what we can do on Saturday morning, the 27th of summer. So, again, I've got some ideas, I've got some plans. It's just trying to wrangle what else can I reasonably, feasibly do. Now, I've just quickly paused for a second because I'm sort of debating what other things are going to be potential. Now, of course, if I have a quick look at the current earnings, now I've currently got just shy of 3 million. I need to get 10 million before the end of the year. My overall earnings are still only over 12 million. So there's a possibility for it, but I haven't really tried to maximize money. Now, I know full well if I really wanted to do that, I could probably have a look on like the Reddit and just see what mad nonsense goes on with people going, I gotta maximize the farm to do this, that, the other, on Twitch. And that's probably not how I want to do it. So I'm gonna try. Not gonna say it's gonna work, sadly, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a go, and we'll kind of hope and see how well it goes. So yeah, there's a method to the madness. I think is probably the best way of putting it. Okay, clear and sunny day, and we've got the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies, which is the end of the summer season, which is fantastic. That's coming up soon. That's fine. So yeah, gonna have to try and figure that one out, really, aren't I? Okay. So, let's see, what else have we got? So we got, Clint's giving me another iron bar. That's really actually quite handy. I need more iron bars. Thank you very much, Clint. Now we've got some more batteries. Again, I'm just going to flog those because I don't care so much for batteries. They are useful financially. They're just going to be sold. More than anything, I'm just going to sell them for monies. Okay. Let's see, so I need more wood and oak resin. So I'm going to make a few more of these. So I made 3 more kegs. Let's see. Okay, now I've still not... I mean, I've done reasonably well for that. I've got Marnie to sort out, Kent, Jazz, and Leo. So Leo, he's easy. Kent's easy enough because I've got the ability to make a lot of fiddlehead risotto. Jazz, I haven't got very many fairy roses, so maybe I should grow a bunch on Ginger Island, like in a random location on the area that could be farmed, and kind of hope for the best on that, because that's going to be a thing that I'm going to have to think about, unfortunately. But we're going to make some more fiddlehead risotto. I don't know if she likes any of the other food items. I don't believe she actually does. Like, I don't think there's any that she's like, yeah, I'm really keen on this. It makes me happy, yada, yada, yada. So let's give it a go and see. If all else fails, what I can do to Jazz is I can just give her like maple syrup or something. I mean, it's not going to give her like the greatest relationship boost, but it's better than out. Okay, so the wheat's growing, that's all good. I'm going to have to quickly plant a couple more to replace the areas that have been harvested by the Junimo. And that's fine. Again, we've got lots of it, and that's good. Yeah, I'm not too worried. Having lots of it is fine. That's just going to be how it goes. Right. So I've got all of this over here that I need to harvest as well. I should probably plant some more grass starters as well, just to err on the side of caution. More than anything. Because, of course, grass is going to be something I'm going to need a lot of moving forwards. And again, those owl statues, I don't know where they come from. They do just appear, which is not like saying it's super off-putting. It's just a bit weird. But at the same time, considering I am a genius and I've been able to find like bizarre stuff that hides, such as me not noticing the, well, I knew it happened, the asteroid hitting and dropping in and giving us a whatchamacallit, you know, technical terminology there, the meteorite. Yeah, and I could not find that for love nor money. And then, of course, it was behind one of the damn sheds, farm bits, which the barn or the coop, whichever one it was one of the two. Not the end of the world, just a bit annoying. Right, let's get that battery. Okay, so we've also got some more pine tar to grab. That's fine. Now, I'm not going to need a silly amount of pine tar, I don't think. Is there anything else that I need it for? I think that's the big question, isn't it? I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's something that I need it for, so yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to need to reorganize the inventory slightly again. That's fine. Again, not the end of the world. I'll live. Righty. So I'm going to grab that battery. Okay, we got all that star fruit there, which is great. And again, we're going to harvest all of that, and we're going to turn that into wine moving forwards. And the animals seem to be doing all right. And we've got Wolf, the my lovely ostrich. Hasn't laid another egg yet. I think the first one I just sold. I don't know what the sort of like the turnaround time for them doing that is, but I probably will grab another one. But of course, like Wolf being one of my patrons on the naming rights tier, so that one's a nice easy one for that. So of course I did that. And let's see what else we can get. Hopefully something vaguely useful. Okay, so I'm going to put the wine back on that display there, which is good. Believe me, I feel really stupid that I actually managed to remove the bottle of wine from the side. I mean, again, it doesn't really matter. It's not like it stays there and you have to worry too hard, but it's annoying more than anything. It's not the end of the world, just annoying. Okay. Let's see. Okay, none of that's ready. That's fine. We'll deal with that. Okay. So, we've got a few more of these kegs to put in here. And I'm, again, making a horrible mess of it. There we go. So, we're going to put some more crops and such in those. Now, I haven't got any in here. I'm going to go grab some of the star fruit just generally and just sell them quickly because probably the best plan of action on that one. Okay, starfruit, that's good. Don't need to worry otherwise. And we're going to go and slap that in here. So the starfruit in here is just going to be a constant generation here. And hopefully that'll be all good. Lovely stuff. Now, we've got a diamond to give to Marnie, because Marnie likes diamonds. The lady has expensive tastes. Actually, thinking about it, other than the dwarf, who else likes diamonds? It's Jody, Marnie. I mean, I assume it's a loved gift for Emily, because she's also keen on just general gemstones. So maybe? Who knows? Oh, well. Oh, well. Marnie, you're so dull. It's literally around the corner from your house. You could have gone and explored and found out. But no, you decided to be like, it's a bit weird. I'm not going there. Which, okay, fair enough. I mean, it's not everybody's jam. But all the same, it's fine. It's just a wizard's tower. And the wizard is a bit weird. I'll give that. Okay, that's good. So, Clint's getting some shinies, which is nice. I don't think he's going to be too upset about that. Okay, not Clint, sorry. Kent's getting some shinies there. That's all good. Who's next for shiny gibbies? I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else that I need to do. Like trying to figure out who needs what and when. Okay, so let's cut down that tree because it's clearly not one that was just regularly there. That's just one that's just happens to be. So let's see. Well, again, we've got lots of general fertilizers, but there are some that we need to sort of organize a bit better in the grand scheme of things, which is fine. Again, shouldn't be too difficult to sort out, but it is something we do need to do. Okay, so I'm going to grab lots of fresh fruit from in here. And I think one of the other things I do really need to do is actually start planting a few more trees in here, because I've got the space to do so, and probably wouldn't hurt, if I'm honest. I know it's a bit odd, but, you know, I haven't really done much with it. In the same way, I've still got to use the quarry again for just trying to make a better line of stuff. Okay, so I'm trying to find the ever illustrious young man that is Leo. Now, where could he be, if anywhere? I mean, no idea, honestly. Somewhere. And, again, not the end of the world, but I do need to find the damn kid. Okay, well, let's head over to Ginger Island, at least. We might find him there, who knows. Okay, what else have we got to do here? There's not actually much else to do on the island at the moment, other than speaking to people. That's fine. Okay, you're going to tell me the same thing. That's fine, don't care. I mean, I assume there's a way for me to put on like a beach outfit of some description, if I wanted to. Got to be some vaguely clever things. So, okay, we're going to get a bunch of sap. That's good. Obviously, I want to be able to generate more sap because, again, that's really useful to me at this point. And look at all that amaranth being harvested. And I've just got to try and figure out how many of these mahogany trees can I really get, and where are they all going to go. Again, it's not like it's a super complex, difficult thing to sort of wrangle, but it is going to be something that I do need to. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Hopefully something vaguely clever. I mean, that is kind of what we're after, is doing something vaguely clever here. Well. Okay, so we're going to sell the gold amaranth. We're going to pickle the rest of it, I think. That's probably going to be the best shout. It's the reason I've got the Junimo chest here, and also the ability to just teleport anyway, so it's not like it's the end of the world. I can just teleport back home. It's fine. Whatever works. I don't really care otherwise on that one. But, yeah, you know, I've got, again, method to the madness, and look at all this lovely, lovely shiny pineapple-y goodness. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I know full well that pineapples are bushes, but it does look strange all the same, seeing that they're only like about waist high, with a honking great pineapple on top. It looks very, very bizarre. Also, considering the size of a pineapple just generally, they're not small fruits. So it's kind of fun to see them as they are. Quite unusual to see. But, you know, there is again, I find it fun. Now, what else can we try and organize? Well, I'm going to sell some of these mangoes, because, again, I don't need them, like, immediately, so it's not really the end of the world on that one. But, again, I do need to explore the, well, I say need to. I feel that exploring the Volcano is going to be a sensible plan. And just trying to use the volcano to try and get, well, a better end result. By getting more copper, more iron out of it. Now, of course, also all the bone as well. I think if I get lots of bone, I can fling that into the fertilizer making machine jobby. And that's probably going to be a good idea, because that will give me like a reasonable ability to get something vaguely useful out of it. Again, it might sound a bit odd, but if I can wrangle using the bone, I could theoretically end up with something a bit more helpful to me, potentially. Maybe. I mean, again, there's some vague method to the madness, I promise. But it'll allow me to potentially get more basic fertilizer, potentially, but it's more the tree fertilizer out of it, because tree fertilizer is going to be particularly helpful to me in the kind of going forth, as I'm going to need to speed grow stuff. Okay, so let's see what we can get here. Well, something hopefully useful, maybe. So let's see what we can do. I mean, hopefully something vaguely clever. That would be kind of nice, wouldn't it? Okay. Well, it's only 8 PM. We've still got an opportunity to do things at the moment, and that's, again, what we need to sort out. But how are we going to wrangle this? Or more to the point, what are we going to do to wrangle it? Because hopefully we can figure out something clever. I guess that's a major consideration I really have, is trying to figure out how can I work out what's going to work out the best. That sounds very silly, doesn't it? Okay, there you go, Leo. There's another mango for you. So you're all hunky-dory. I'm going to need to give him some more mangoes going forth into the next season of the fall season. But for now, we're going to pop over to the desert. We're going to buy some more starfruit seeds, because we do need some more of those. We've got some, but we need more. Considering we're going to grow just constant starfruit over on Ginger Island. That's going to be the big driving force that we have there. So that is going to cost us a fair old crack. It's understandable. It's going to be expensive. But at the same time, it is a generally financially viably useful thing for me to do. So that's fine. It's going to be what we have to do here. Okay, so what else can we sort of wrangle here? Hopefully something vaguely helpful. Let's see. Well, we'll see if there's anything vaguely useful that can sort of appear on the map, because it might very well do. It'd be nice if something does, because you never know, you might get some useful artifact spots. And again, I'm just going to cut down the trees, just going to make a mess of the desert slightly. I would very much like to sort out putting a bunch of solar panels here, but I do need to double check what I need to make them, and I think I need refined quartz, and not a small amount of it either. So it's I'm not saying it's silly expensive to do, but it's going to be a little bit more pricey than I'd like it to be. But it's, you know, how things go. We'll deal with it. That's kind of how it's really going to be reflecting, isn't it? Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to quickly pop back to Ginger Island for a moment. It's only 10:30. We've still got an opportunity to actually do some things. But planting all the starfruit here, because again, that's kind of important. And I believe I've left a bunch of the tappers here, so that'll give me a decent amount of opportunity to get more sap. Again, that's a useful, helpful thing that we're kind of after, is the sap. It's a much more important resource than I'd like it to be at the moment. It's kind of depressing, actually, honestly, thinking about how important sap is to me at the moment. I'd much rather it wasn't. But sadly, it very much is. It's kind of depressing. But oh well. We will live. Okay. Let's see if we can get anything vaguely handy out of this. Nope. So we'll head on back over. Now, there's nothing in that shed for the moment. There will be soon enough. I'm probably just going to fill it with kegs. So we'll have 2 pure wine-making sheds, 1 half-making shed, and then 1 preserve one. And I might make it so that there are 2 preserve sheds and 2 wine-making sheds. I just haven't sort of figure out what's going to work out optimally for myself on that one. We will see. We'll see. Okay, so let's fling all that in there. Teleport up. It's getting late, so we should probably head to bed ready for Sunday morning. Now, of course, Sunday we have the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies, which is a thing that we're going to have to deal with. I say deal with. It's a thing we're going to go and experience, and it'll be lovely, I'm sure. That's fine. It's just, that's a thing. Meh. But otherwise, we've got a decent idea of what's going forward and what's going to happen, and that's good. So we will quickly deposit the... We've only got a few geodes, which is not the end of the world. Again, I should probably try and work my way through using those in a way. Whether it's more financially viable to break them and then sell what comes out of them, or just selling them, I'm not sure. I assume it's probably more financially viable for me to break them and then sell what comes out of them. As long as the thing that I can sell on average is greater than 25, then it's meritable for the value of the breaking. But I've also got to figure out how much an individual what's it called geode is actually worth if I sell it. So I'm not sure. I mean, they might actually not be. Okay, so Queen of Sauce doesn't give me anything useful here. Again, I'm being very careful and paying great attention to the Queen of Sauce because I'm aware that I have missed out on a couple of kind of handy things, and you know, it's sad that I have, but alas and alack, we will live. Right, so I've got super meal. Let's eat that because it's speed boosting, and we want some speed boosty goodness. That's really good. Speed zoomies, that's what we need. Okay. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to put that on the fishing rod. Again, that's really the only reason I hold onto the fishing rod, because I just have it for the sake of putting that on. I probably should take it out of my inventory when I'm not using it. I think that's the thing, is I'm very bad at removing items that I don't need at that immediate moment in time from my inventory. And I'm not very good at thinking about what's vaguely sensible, so I should probably be a little bit more clever about that if I have the opportunity. Okay, so I'm going to plant a bit more of the wheat. That, again, that's fine. And kind of work this out. Okay. Look at all that lovely starfruit here. Again, being replaced by wheat, which is boring. But you know what? Whilst I'm harvesting all of this, I should probably go and visit the wizard so I can have that other Junimo hut I want to put down. Now, I'm debating where's a good place to put it. Now, it's either where the scarecrow is, in that little corner there, or I could put it in this little corner. I can't remember if it's a 3x3 or a 3x2. If it's a 3x2, I might be able to squeeze it in by the lightning rod. And that'd be quite nice if I can fit it in there, because that'll probably work out quite well. Especially since I'm debating condensing where the animals are. And I know I've said it before about debating condensing the animal location. I really need to do it. It's not going to take a silly amount of time. It just takes a little bit of wrangling, maneuvering of things, and I could probably sort that out. I mean, to be fair, I should probably sort that out at the beginning of fall, as soon as that happens. But as you can see, I'm just organising and wrangling what we've got lying around. Okay. So let's try and grab all of this. Again, lots and lots of starfruit. Again, very handy, very useful. And that's just going to be a thing going forwards. We've got lots of it. I'm going to turn that into wine and just sell the wine as we go. Hopefully, we'll be able to get something vaguely good. Okay, some more fiber, which I know I need to make the what's it called? The Junimo hut. I think it's what, 100 fiber, 200 stone, and 9 starfruit, if memory serves. So I'm going to need to grab that out of one of the chests later on, but that's a thing for later on, when I actually do go and visit the whiz-bang to sort out. So let's see what we can do. Sell that. That's fine. Okay, so we've got more starfruit to harvest in here. Again, I should probably replant this with something useful, but I'm going to plant this in with pumpkins for now, because I've got them, like, I have the seeds to hand, and again, they're reasonably valuable. Although I know that the coming season change is going to mean that actually that's a bit of a moot point, being that pumpkins are just growable generally. I'm not too worried about that. But it is somewhat annoying, actually, dealing with these stupid corners when it comes to this. But what I am going to do is just try and figure out what's going to be a good thing for me to plant in here. Like, weirdly, like, hops are a daily producer. And I'm not sure about actually how viably good that would be to just fling them in. I don't think they are, like... I don't know how much that'll actually be worth. I don't think it is going to be worth much, sadly. So I'm kind of thinking about that one. But I'm not sure if that's actually going to be particularly good. If that isn't, it's not the end of the world. I will definitely live. Okay. So what next? Okay, so we'll grab and organise that. That's good. So that's a bit more organised. That's, again, what we need. So it looks alright, actually, with all the sheds there. I think I've got enough room to squeeze another one in, actually. But I'm debating whether I go for the upgrade next. I think the upgrade is probably going to be the next most useful thing for me to do, upgrading them. But at the same time, as you can see here, I'm just making more pineapple jelly, because pineapple jelly. And again, it's very valuable, more than anything, and that's an important thing that I'm really looking for, is just high value, high return. Okay, so we'll just throw that in there. I'm going to sell this because I don't need it. And, okay, so it's still quite early. It's only not quite yet midday. We've still got to go and visit the animals and give them little maintenance. I'm going to put another egg in to just get some more chickens going, because actually that wouldn't hurt, having some more just eggs, just generally, mostly because it could be useful for cooking recipes going forward. And And I don't think that's a terrible plan. Okay. So let's see what we can do. We've got lots of truffles, which is nice. Okay, so we've got another ostrich egg. So I'm going to pop that in the incubator. I know that's going to take a while, but not the end of the world. But we'll turn the other bits of milk into cheese here, so that's fine. What next? Oh yeah, and we'll make that into cloth. Now, I know I could make clothing out of the cloth, but at the moment, it's just money at this point. I genuinely just don't care otherwise. It's all about the monies. Okay, so we've got some crayfish. Again, I'm just going to sell those. Now, where did that come from? That bit of flooring. Kind of want to find out where that did. That's somewhat annoying. Probably not like anything super worrying, but it's still a little annoying that it has sort of appeared. I need to figure out where that's come from. Probably something really stupid. Like one of the lightning strikes or something stupid there. It's probably knocked it off of the ground of where I put it, but not the end of the world. Right, so I'm going to grab the 100 fibre and the 200 stone. And that's in this chest. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and... probably should have grabbed just the block of it and then put 108 back rather than doing it this way. But I've decided the hard way is how I'm going to do this. Again, I never claim to be an intelligent man. I do a lot of dumb stuff, and I'm painfully aware of that fact. Okay. So we need a starfruit. That's fine. And then... let's drink some espresso, because we need the speedy boosts, because it's all about the speedy boosts at the moment. I like high speed, and let's go. Right. Summon the horsey, and off we trot. Quite literally. Let's see if there's anything useful. Some more rare seeds probably wouldn't hurt, because some more rare gem berries is probably nice. Do I want the rabbit's foot? I know that's a universal love from, like, other than a couple of people, so maybe. Well, I'm going to scythe this fibre down, mostly because I can use that to get some hay. I do enjoy going exploring. Oh, man. So, I grew up near a forest. Quite a reasonably large forested area, and I grew up in the countryside. So exploring forests is genuinely something I actually really like doing. I think it's really good fun. So yeah, old gnarled forest. Definitely up there on my list of that would be cool. Cave systems, I have been caving in Wales, actually, when I was a fair bit younger. And yes, it was a route that we knew that would be you could get through. It wasn't a problem. It still was kind of intimidating. And as somebody who wasn't the most fit at the time, I was quite a chunky teenager. It was kind of scary. I mean, I'm glad that it wasn't that bad, but I didn't enjoy it. I think is probably the best way of putting it. I did find it... I mean, it was kind of fun in some ways, but I think this is before I was diagnosed diabetic. It was before I was diabetic, actually. So, I think nowadays I wouldn't find it as good fun. Because there's a lot of things like catching yourself on corners, there's a lot of rocks, there's a lot of just water exposure, and yeah, and the devices that I wear can survive water and knocks, but I wouldn't want to risk it, because the likelihood is I'd end up tearing it out myself, and it'd be a pain to deal with. Also, having a low blood sugar level underground? Nah, I'm not dealing with that. Okay, so we're in the volcano for one main reason, and that main reason is just to try and get as much of iron and copper as physically possible. They're the big two driving forces for me in here. And there's some more copper, because the copper itself isn't that, like, it's not that the copper's really, really handy. It's more that the copper can be transmuted into iron should I need it. And that's why I'm trying to get it. More than anything. So that there is, again, method to the madness. And logic and vague levels of reason to my idea here. So we're going to slice my way through all of this nonsense and kind of hope for the best. So let's get that. Again, the speed boosts is kind of handy, and we're going to be here for a few hours, I think, in-game. I'm just blending my way through all of the creatures, getting some stone. Again, I'm going to need stone, which is a weird thing to kind of need lots of, because wood and stone I'm getting through a lot of, because I'm blending my way through all of these extra things that I need to make, which are the whatchamacallits and the Ujima flips, which, if I actually translate back into English, the kegs and the preserve jars, because again, they're needed, and I need to have resources enough that I can actually make them. Kind of a given. So that's kind of what I'm working with at the moment. So let's see what we can wrangle. Okay, well, you can go away, horrible flame. Sod off. Don't need to be dealing with you. You smell. Okay, so there's some more iron over there, so I'm going to go and crack that open. That's good. So again, these flame spritey creatures I'm not too worried about, but again, they do have a chance of dropping something vaguely useful in the shards, which can be used to improve the weapons. The cinder shards. Now, these horrible mushroom creatures, they need to go away. They're annoying me. Go away. Die. Also, die. Okay, so floor 4. And we'll just mine our way through these stony bits. Okay, some iridium down there. That's good. Iridium, again, I say vaguely useful. It's useful, and I'm glad I'm finding it. But again, it's the stone that I'm a little bit more keen to get a hold of at this moment in time. Not the stone, sorry, the iron and copper. And again, cinder shards when they appear. So again, there is stuff that I'm after and stuff that I'm hunting for a little bit more so. So, blow that up and get some more stone. That's fine. Well, let's drink some espresso for some more speedy boostings, because, again, speedy boosties. That's what we need. And the dwarf... Oh, we've got a horrible creature thing there. That's fine. I know there's a chance for them to drop aquamarines, so I'm kind of hoping that at some point they do, because I want some aquamarine. That would be really nice. And now, I know that the yellow flames have a chance of debuffing you with a speed downgrade, essentially, which is annoying. Otherwise, I don't know there's much difference between them and the regular ones. I don't think there actually is, honestly. But that's fine. And we'll just murder that. Get rid of those. Okay, so there's a dragon tooth. That'd be kind of handy. I haven't got space in my inventory right now, but I need to... Oh, and the Dance of the Midnight Jellies has begun, so I really need to sort that out. Oh no, that's going to blow up the tooth. Damn it. That's annoying. Oh, thankfully there's another one over there. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to just dispose of that. So I'm going to grab the other one because I want it. And yeah. So I'm going to grab that and try and figure out what's next. Okay, so I should probably head back to town because the Dance of the Midnight Jellies, which is happening now. And we'll summon the horse to give us that little bit of a boost of speed to go and see them. And go from there, really. And that's really going to be nice because that's going to be the... I mean, what am I thinking here? The stuff and things. It's the end of the season, so that's the words I was looking for. Oh, Haley. You should have remembered your camera. Because, yes, this is a beautiful time of year. And a lovely opportunity. And, you know, having something like this is kind of cute, actually. And I'm also to totally see what Marnie's saying about the fact that the pier is old and there's a lot of people on it. So, we launch the boat. Stand by my lovely wife. Kind of cute, actually, you know, like some of the couples stand by each other. Whilst the season doth change. And that's kind of sweet. And here are the jellies, being jellyfishes. They're kind of interesting to look at. I can't really think of anything else otherwise to really say about jellyfish. They're there. They exist. They're things. Yay. I mean, yes, it does look a little bit like a big swarm of plastic bags swimming at you, but kind of glad that it isn't, being that it doesn't appear that Pelican Town is that polluted, which is kind of nice, I guess. I say kind of nice. Lack of pollution is generally a good idea, especially when it comes to farming and agriculture and actually thinking about it. I mean, I don't have any machinery on the farm. I mean, yes, I do have things that can throw carbon into the air, like with the charcoal burners, but I don't have anything, like, industrial on the farm. I guess that's kind of nice. I'm genuinely trying to rationalize any sort of, like, nicety that I actually have in the farm here. Oh, didn't mean to go there. I want to go back up. Right, so we're heading up to the final parts of the day. It's 12:20. Probably just reorganize the inventory that we've got here. See if there's anything else that needs putting away. There we go. So that's the iron being smelted. That's fine. So I'm going to make some iron out of the copper. Make 15 bars, I think. Yeah, let's do 15. That's probably a good... I think I've got 15 gaps left in the shed. So this would kind of work. I think. Okay, so we'll put the things that we don't need away, which would be vaguely sensible. And hope for the best. Put everything away again. Put everything away again. And put everything away again. There we go. That's not too bad. We've got like a reasonable method to madness. Make some more good fertilizer for the next season. That'll be good. Let's see what we can get. Okay. So we're going to head on down to the other part of the farm and kind of hope for the best of it a little bit. I think. I don't think there's much else that we can do. I mean, I know, yes, we're pushing time a little bit on this one. So, we'll just fling some stuff. I actually need to keep the quartz, don't I? Don't need those, though. Those mushrooms. Right, so we'll grab some of the put these in, and we're going to grab some more starfruit and put that in and turn that into wine. Because that's really what we're looking for on this sort of work through here. Okay. So I'll pop that there. So whilst I'm going to pop these here and say thank you very much for tuning in. It's been lovely to have you all here. Thank you again, as I said, for tuning in for this. If you have enjoyed what you've seen, please do like, subscribe, share with your friends, family. And again, please do comment, because I do read them all, and any of your comments are always nice to see. And ideas or tips and tricks that you've picked up over your playthroughs, it's always nice to get some ideas. But I will bid you all a very fond farewell, and hopefully I'll catch you all again the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.